Hi everyone, welcome to Creator Summit 2024. Woo! I'm so excited for all the stories that we'll be sharing today, personal stories of how people jump-started their creator journey. I believe that the creator journey that we share here today hopefully will inspire other people to start their content creator journey as well, because we all have a story to tell. God gave us a unique story that only we can tell. Even if other people have a story to tell, like only you can say it the way you can. A program, an event hosted by the Department of Sociology and Criminal Justice and the History and Political Science. I'd like to ask the Chair of Sociology and Criminal Justice, Dr. Diaria, to come pray for us.
All right, well, thanks everybody for being here. Father God, I thank you so much for bringing together these students under Dr. Kang's guidance to begin to think more critically and insightfully about how to use their social media presence to share the gospel and your love. I pray that you would be with us today and guide our conversations, help us think in new and different ways about how to use social media. And bless the students that are presenting and who've shared their time with us today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Hey guys, like Dr. Kang said, my name's Asher. We'll talk a little bit about just kind of the value of social media and why it's important and kind of like why we're all here today. So I have, so I pulled some statistics if you want to see where I got these from after. I can show you those to you. But there's almost 5 billion social media users worldwide. There's like 8 billion people in the world, so a majority of people have social media. Worldwide, there's 5 social media accounts are created every second, which that was just kind of a crazy statistic. Creators can earn over $100,000 per year from social media alone, so that's another benefit of it. And then the last one I have is on average, people spend 2.5 hours a day on social media. So the reason I kind of brought all of these things up, especially in this quarter, is because of just how many people you can reach on social media. You can reach almost 5 billion people across the world who spend 2.5 hours every single day on social media. So if you have like a product or if you have something to tell, like a story to tell of some sort, then social media at this point is the best place to do it, the best way to do it. I have some graphs up here too. So the social media usage growth here. So since 2016, it's like exponentially grown, and then since 2020, the statistic is just continuing up to like 5 billion. And then this is also, as this has grown, it's grown up here as well. So that's how we're up to over 2 hours of social media use every single day. So that kind of just shows how many people are on it and that the time spent is going up as well. So it is still a viable source and kind of the best way to reach people now. People are watching social media and like YouTube especially more than they're watching TV now. And YouTube is one of the highest used streaming services. So people are going less for like long form shows and more into like short form, like 1 minute long videos, and even like 20-minute long videos are more popular than TV shows. And then right here, this just talks about some of the companies or products that people want to see on social media. So if any of you guys are trying to promote that. So like number 1 is like entertainment stuff, and then just going down like restaurants, celebrities, and then only 20% say none of the above. So at some point, everyone except for 20% of people are following some brands of this size. So if that's something that you are interested in, is like being a social media manager and like promoting brands, this is just a cool statistic to have because it's saying that 80% of people want to follow at least some sort of brand or something like that. So just to sum up, social media is how we communicate now, and it is how people just really get in touch with everything that they're taking it. So it's the best way for advertising now, and it is the best way to reach people for basically any means. So just some statistics I pulled. Thank you guys.
I started TikTok, I want to say I've had it for such a long time, probably like when it first started, because it was Vine first, and then it like transformed to TikTok. And so when COVID hit, that's when like we all started posting more and like seeing more people go like viral. And so when I graduated 2021 of high school, I went into college, and then my first viral TikTok was like something that I posted with like my mom about going to school, and I think it got like 8 million views, and I was like, oh, like this is fun. Like people like it's this easy. Like I just posted a random TikTok with my mom, and then it like went viral. Like this is fun, and so that was in like November of 2021, and then 2022 is when I posted this video, and it just shows like the analytics of it like right now of June, and it got 22 million views, 3.5 million likes, and like 40,000 like reposts and like shares. And that was crazy to me because I was like, there's no way that like 22 million people like saw this video. And I'm like, this is, I'm sorry. But it was like covering the like total like time play. It was like over a day that like people were like watching the video. So I think it had like 25 hours. And I was like, that's crazy. So with Asher saying that like so many people like watch social media and just like that's where, because we're on social media all the time, so we have to think about like what we're doing, like like if we're like searching these people up and like searching all these things that like so many other people are doing the exact same thing we are, where it's like, and then the analytics here is showing like this was from last week. My account got 2.4 million views overall, and then 24,000 profile visits. So those are just like the analytics, and it shows you like TikTok is very like crucial to showing you like what times you should post when your followers are most active, what time like your videos will get the most views. So like my demographic, since I went to school in West Virginia for 2 years, I'm like most of my people are from like the East Coast. So like if I post at like 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. like I'm not gonna get as much views just because like most of my followers are from the East Coast. So like my dominant time to post that is between like 12 to 3 p.m., which is kind of like in the late afternoon for the people on the East Coast, whereas like I don't think any East Coast followers like popped up in my analytics, which is like kind of crazy since like I live here. And yeah, one of the cool things that happened this last year was like this famous, I don't know if you guys heard of like Famous Birthdays, and like they like emailed me and it's like, oh, like we have you on here, like go check it out. And I was like, this is a scam, like this is a lie, like there's no way I'm on like Famous Birthdays. And then I checked and I was like, that's pretty cool, even though they don't ask you anything, like all this information that they generated they made up. Like, so I guess like my sister and my cousin was in one of my TikToks and they like added my family life. And then like they knew I was in like college, so they knew like I ran track. Like she ran track in both high school and college. Like I didn't tell them that. Like so they did their research, which was kind of crazy to me. And there's also another article up about me from like the New York Post. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. And they did the same thing. They didn't ask me anything. It's just like, but I did get an email after, and it was like, do we have like the rights to like release this like information? So I guess that's what they do. But then you really don't know that like they're like creating stuff in their heads and talking about with you. And so yeah, I think social media. I didn't think social media was that like huge, and I thought like you have to start off famous to have like a high following or start off there. But no, like I started off. I had like 100 followers now. It took a while. I had TikTok since like 2018, like 2019, and then I didn't blow up until 2021. But with that consistently, and a lot of people get mad. They're like, Bella, like I see every time I scroll, 3 scrolls, I see your video. 3 scrolls, I see your video. And I'm like, then unfollow me if you don't like it. But I'm posting consistently because that's what is gonna get me to where I want to be. And so now with like I'm busier, so I can't really post as much. But now I've gone to the point where it's like I'm not like caring about what I post. Whatever I feel like posting and saying, I'm just gonna post it. Like I have so many random videos, and it's like I'll go back and check. I'm like, oh, like this is like going kind of viral. Like that's funny. So it's really like once you get to know what like your followers want and get to know like what you have more engagement with is where you'll like kind of see what your profile should create, like what type of videos you should post and stuff. Yeah, that's it.
Hold on right there. Anybody have any questions for Bella while she's here?
So want to share any
questions.
Do you have like a niche for like the type of content that you make, or is it mostly just
I would say it's whatever like my For You page shows. So like I'll post like dancing TikToks. If like a dance is going viral, then I'll be like, okay, let me hop in because I can't dance. So it's like funny too. So and I'll post like gym stuff. I posted a lot of like gym content, and the gym content actually doesn't get as much views. I don't know why. So I've like stopped doing that and mostly just post to like be funny. And it's like kind of my niche. I don't know.
Do you find that you have the most success when you follow trends or when you do kind of your own thing?
When I follow trends, because when I do my own thing, it's like hard to like get it to jumpstart if it's not already going viral. And so, yeah, no, I wish I could start my own stuff, but I don't think I'm that creative to start. But I'm sure if you guys are creative and you guys, because a lot of like you see like those random accounts that like pop up on your For You page that post something so funny, but like they have like no followers, like barely any followers, but they're like funny and like, oh, like this is funny. And so same for like anyone. I just went viral and then I just like try to latch on to that viralness as long as possible. And so that's just how like I kind of just like created like, oh, okay, like this is what went viral. Let me do the same thing and like make these people laugh. So yeah.
When you had your first like viral video, how many followers did you have?
Before it, I can't even go on the creator fund. I think only like 500, 600. Yeah. No.
How many did you have after you?
After, that's when I had got like 16,000.
Okay.
And then I went up to like 65,000. And then once I hit like 100,000, that's when it just like kept going up. But I didn't hit 200,000 until I want to say last like November, October area. So this is like, I want to go for 300K, but I've been staying at 240. So hopefully for like summer, I can really like post more stuff, but yeah.
What's your goal? What's your number that you want to
My
hit?
number, I mean, I want 1 million, of course. I want 1 million. But if I can get like right now, my first goal is like 300,000, and then after 300,000, my next goal will be 500,000. And so I just take it like slow as a time because I didn't. Yeah, no. And it's crazy how like followers can do for you. Like I've been in like the same environment as like so many creators. I don't know if you guys have heard of like the Hype House. Like I've gone there, been with Bryce Hall, like not Charlie, what's her sister's name? Dixie. And so it's just like crazy how like just that number of people, like so many other people like, oh, like they want to like be your friend. And I added this picture of like my trainer because he was having like a red carpet event because he's like a celebrity trainer. So his most famous clients are like the Kardashians. And so this was like the highlight. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go to like a red carpet event. I took like a couple of my teammates with me. And so like just because he found me on TikTok and was like, hey, like let me train you. And so I go, like, he's on Melrose. I go to him. I try to go at least once a week. And so it's just like cool the opportunities that presents itself once you like just really like lock in and like go in on your social media. And I feel like anyone can do it. Like anyone. Dogs go viral. You guys see dogs go viral. It's so crazy just by like putting your personality out there. And it's like we all have different personalities. Nobody's gonna think there's always someone with the same personality as you. Just like we all have different styles. Someone may not like your style, but there's a whole bunch. There's like billions of people in this world that like do like your style and do like your personality and content. And so like there's stuff that my friends have on their For You page I've never seen. Like just imagine how wide and broad the For You page is, and like we haven't even seen stuff that's like other people see. So yeah. And yes.
Do you find that your followers kind of transfer over to other social media, or is it just TikTok? Like, do you
No.
post stuff
or your TikTok to Instagram, or
I try to keep my TikTok and Instagram separate, so I don't post anything that like I do on TikTok on Instagram just because like TikTok is like fun. Instagram I take more like not seriously, but I don't post just like whatever on my Instagram. And I feel like if I did post like the reels, like you know how Instagram has like reels now, if I posted my TikTok reels to Instagram, I could see that happening, but I've just kept it like private. Even like with my family, like I don't let them follow my social media because I just like a separate, like a balance. Like Instagram is more family, like Facebook more family, and then TikTok is just like fun. So, but you know, I don't see. I only have like having 240,000 followers on TikTok and then only 6,000 followers on Instagram. So there's not like it's crazy to me. And it's like my Instagram is there linked to my account, and so yeah. And then I created when I got to I think 15,000 followers, like brands were going to my Instagram and like DMing me, and I was like, this is like too much. Like, why are they like DMing my Instagram? So I created a business email, and I feel like that's what also like brands love that. Like you can have probably like 5,000, 6. Like you do not have to have a big following for brands to send you stuff and just like promote it. I remember for like a long time, all the stuff I would wear on TikTok, someone sent it to me, make a video, like tag it, and then as soon as like you get paid for it too. And so like creating that business email was probably like the best thing I've ever like done, just because and I do have like some brands like in my TikTok DMs, but I won't respond. Like I don't respond to a lot of my DMs just because like it is like too much, but you know, I wish my like social medias would like transfer over. Yeah, unfortunately.
what is one brand that you were like, I wish this brand would send me something? They finally send it to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this brand that I really love sent me something. And did you promote it? Like, what was that like?
Oh,
What kind of products do you get?
I got, you know, like Vanessa Hughes. She has like a skincare product, and like her PR team like reached out to me, and so I made a video about like her face mask. So that was cool to me because I don't do like makeup. I've only done like a couple makeup videos and like make like get ready with me. I've only done a couple of them, and I shop on Shein a lot, and so I'm like a Shein brand ambassador now. So every month, 2 months, I get to choose like $200 worth of clothes that they send to me. So that was pretty cool because now like Shein, I'm always shopping on Shein, so that's pretty cool. But I haven't gotten like I really want to go to like a brand event. Like the only brand event I went to was me and my friend. It was the energy drink like Rain Storm, like that brand event, but I want to like do more of that, like go to more brand events and like be able to talk to like more creators and even like a brand trip. I don't know. Like you guys are like rare Tarte, like the Tarte Beauty. I want to go on one of those trips so bad. But I don't do makeup reviews. So it's like if my account doesn't align with like what they want to see, I'm not.
You should just start.
I know I should. I should. It's that easy. Like I tell people to do that and I'm not even doing that. But I don't know how to do makeup, guys. I don't. So yeah.
Any last questions? Okay, one last closing. Can you share just one encouraging thing that you would tell a Vanguard student or any college student? Like if they're kind of like, should I not like start my own page to be a voice? Like what encouraging message would you have to say to them? If they're like right at the fence.
I would say like Nike said, just do it. Like nobody's gonna think like you're weird and you're only like holding yourself back. Like the only thing that's stopping you from getting this far is yourself at this point, because the platform's there, social media is there, like just literally like consistency. Like I don't care if you guys post 15 videos a day. Like that 15 videos one day, like one of them is going to go viral. Because that's what I did. I do not care now. Like I just post, and then sometimes I'll go back and delete if it's like not getting as a lot of views. Like I'll delete, but just post. Like someone is going to like someone is going to like whatever you post. Yeah.
What app do you use for editing videos, or do you just use TikTok?
I just use TikTok. I used to use CapCut, but I'm not tech savvy. So I hated having to like record, stop, record. So I literally prop my phone up and just record and then stop on TikTok, and then I would go back and like edit it myself. But like I know CapCut is really good because it will like merge the videos for you and do the edits. But yeah, no, being tech savvy is a plus too. Because I can now sometimes I'm like, if I get to like 500,000 followers, I want like a social media manager. And a lot of my friends ask me like, oh, let me manage your social media. I'm like, well, what did you do on your job? Like, but yeah, so I would say like CapCut, or I just use the regular TikTok app because it's pretty like easy. My videos are mostly like 15 seconds, like no more than like 2 minutes, if anything.
And so I'm Charlotte White. I'm a marketing major and a social media. This is my account, and our views out that way. And I basically go around and I interview people about their outfits, to ask where they got everything from. And then I also recently have just been asking random fashion-related questions, which has kind of been fun to switch things up a bit. Yeah, this is my account. I posted some analytics. I've been on social media from a pretty young age, since like 5th grade. And I thought that I knew really like the ins and outs of it, but I think this internship has really showed me how much strategy is involved. Like Bella was saying, TikTok is super helpful with providing different like analytics, and you can kind of see the best times to post. So it's been pretty fun to kind of play around with that and to see like if like using different sounds does better, hashtags, posting schedules. I haven't been that fortunate to go viral yet, but hey, I'm trying. So posting, getting some views. But it's really been fun because fashion is something that I'm really interested in and that I want to pursue in the future as a career. So just having the opportunity to have an internship that highlights that has been so much fun. And also it's just allowed me to meet more people around campus, and to just, meet people who are also interested in something that I'm interested in, which has been awesome. And it's helped me really to get out of my shell, because I have to walk up to random people on campus and just stop them and be like, what are you wearing today? Which typically I'm normally like a pretty shy person. So it's definitely been interesting. And then also Sarah so kindly wrote an article about the account. So that kind of has some more information. But yeah, it's been fun.
Okay, I'll ask one in the meantime. What's like your favorite type of video to post?
I've done a few where I ask people to tell me like what song they think describes their outfit for the day. And I feel like that's super fun. And they also those videos have done some of the best because I use the sounds, and a lot of the songs that people have said have been ones that are like trending. So I feel like that's gotten me some more views. So, and plus it's just like fun. And then, we do like a little dance band and it's like silly. So nothing too serious.
Where's your internship at?
Here.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And sorry. And so do you have like your own account too?
Yeah, so I have like a personal TikTok, but I kind of just post like more random, separate. I keep it separate, yeah. I mean, I have like I posted an account on like my Instagram. My friends and family could follow it, support that. But I primarily keep them pretty separate.
And do you only interview Vanguard students?
Yes, so it's all
Oh,
Vanguard
of
students'
the
face.
profile, or like just because you can't go outside?
I mean, I probably could go outside, but I feel like just because the internship is like through Vanguard, that's kind of just what I stick to. And I feel like that's what mainly my audience is too, just on campus. And it's easier too because I can, I live on campus. I can just like walk outside and start.
Do you guys have an Instagram and do you post on your
No,
Instagram?
so I have like an Instagram handle, but I haven't actually started putting them on Instagram yet. But I know I feel like there is a good majority of students who don't have TikTok here, and that they've asked me like, hey, can you make an Instagram? So I might honestly start doing that soon, just to see kind of how that works and if there's any difference in like reels versus.
That might be really good for the algorithm because you already have all your content, so you can just post like twice a day or something. And then I feel like
should
that'll
do that.
boost you.
Okay, maybe that will be my mission. Because yeah, I have the account and everything. I was like, okay, well, if I ever wanted to do it, like I just wanted to secure the username, but I'm gonna do that.
I feel like this would really do well on YouTube Shorts too.
Okay, maybe
Oh, no, for sure.
I'll just do I'll post everywhere.
Do you also use like a lot of trending sounds on most of your videos or just some?
No, not a ton, just because like a lot of them it's just me asking like questions, so I can't put. But I think maybe a good idea would be like put them on there and just like make them play really quietly.
You can make them like silent just to add that sound, just so that like that if that trending or trending, like it will just like pop up on someone's For You page, and it doesn't, you don't have to necessarily hear it, but since the sound like is trending, that's because that's what when I used to post like talking videos and I didn't have a lot of followers, I would just like post them with like that title, just like that handle of like the sound at the bottom, just because that sound like is going viral. Like, it's like your sound is just like your voice, so it's like obviously it's not like viral, but you can start off there. That's what.
Like I can totally like reach out and have you like get them interviewed too. So that's kind of been helpful because as much as like fun it is to just like randomly see people, it's not necessarily realistic because everyone has to go to class, they're busy. So it has really been beneficial to have like actually scheduled times.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a sophomore here, history poli-sci major. So my interest, I'd say my niche is kind of just politics. So I started a club here called Turning Point USA chapter here at Vanguard. It's my vice pres right there. and oh, sorry, forgot about that. And so honestly, the Instagram's been very helpful in just starting our club. We kind of started Instagram from pretty much scratch, and it has a good amount of followers now. And that's how a lot of people have found out that this club's even on campus. And yeah, and then I've been working for I'm originally from Canada, so I've been working for this Canadian news company called Rebel News for the past 2 years. And I've been mostly doing kind of behind the scenes, like building web pages, editing, stuff like that. But recently, you can see those 2 videos. I have one more up now. I have one I did a long time ago and 2 more coming out soon, but just kind of street interview style news reports where I talk about something like political that has happened recently. And then I ask people in like a busy, popular spot, like, what's your thoughts on this? One that just came out is there is actually something, and I got this idea from our foreign policy class because we watched the debates for the seat for U.S. Senate for the California seat. And the one congressman was saying, oh, we need like a $50 minimum wage in California. And so I went and I asked people on the street in Hollywood Boulevard, like, what do you think about $50 minimum wage? And then, so that's been fun. And that's been something that has, even just making those videos has definitely kind of like helped shape, like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's a lot of rejection therapy that you go through when you're asking random people like a political question where like more than half the people are going to like say something like rude or like not talk to you, like blow you off. So there's like a lot of rejection you face with that. But honestly, it's kind of motivating because you kind of start to realize like, okay, like this percentage of people are going to reject me, but that's why it doesn't even matter because some people won't. And so it's kind of just good for strengthening confidence in that way. And then I've been making similar style videos for the History Poli Sci account here, which I'm doing internship for, where I'm running that on Instagram. And I've done a few little interview style videos with that, not just interview style, but yeah, I'm always trying to think of new ideas for how I can integrate like my major with what's going on campus. If you guys have any ideas for videos like that, let me know. And then through my involvement with Rebel News and Turning Point, I got to go on the Whatever podcast, which is this, it's like a dating podcast, I guess, but they have a lot of people with like political backgrounds because they want like some controversy. And they have over 4 million subscribers on YouTube. I think the podcast I was on, it was like 7 hours long. I got like 150,000 views, and then I got quite a few, like a few hundred more Instagram followers just on my personal account just from that video. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, and then honestly, social media has just been like such a great tool for me just for making connections in general, like whether it be, you know, through Turning Point, even, I mean, really even a job that I'm going to be starting soon is pretty much because of social media. I'm going to be the personal assistant for, I don't know, have you guys heard the Instagram account Babylon Bee? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm going to be the personal assistant to the CEO of that. And I met him not technically through social media, it was at a conference, but I was making an interview video where I interviewed him, and then that's how I got to know him and then got offered the job. So like that's just like a great opportunity, and like that's the kind of thing that can happen when you're just like super active, and it's just been great for making connections. How I got on the Whatever podcast, I just DM'd them and I was like, can I be on here? And then yeah, any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you are helping to manage the HPS Instagram page as well. Is it ever difficult for you, since the department doesn't have an official political statement, to navigate that as compared to maybe some of the other work that you do? Or does it maybe sharpen the way you think? Or
yeah, I mean, for that, I feel like I'm decently good at being like politically neutral when I need to be. I mean, that's pretty much how I am like in my daily life. You know, I'm not going to be like a raging conservative in like every area of my life. So yeah, for that, I just always have to like remember like Okay, that's why it's honestly kind of hard though to think of content ideas that are like nonpartisan. Like I just, one of the videos I made recently was on Super Tuesday. So it's like, do you know what today is? Like Super Tuesday, have you voted yet? And like asking people to go vote. So that's nonpartisan because it's just like telling people to be politically involved, which I think is a good thing. But yeah, it's definitely hard sometimes. And then there's also the history element too. So I tried to do a little bit of that. I made like a short video about like some historical fact. And I'm thinking of doing a little bit more of that kind of thing since it's mostly been political. But yeah.
Why so interested in politics? Why political content?
I
And
think
you're so good at it too. So I'm just wondering, where does that come from? Where does that drive and that fire and interest come from?
I think it's just the things I'm passionate about, like the stuff I'm concerned about that's going on in the world. I actually heard someone said recently, if you want to know what your calling is, find out like what makes you most angry. Because sometimes God like places things on your heart that make you very angry, that you feel like there's like injustice happening. And then so I thought about that. Like there's like this is I guess so like into politics because I just like have like a passion for like it just makes me angry some stuff that's going on in the world and like the things that our leaders are doing and stuff. So yeah, I'd say that's kind of my interest, and then it's kind of just become obsessive at this point because it's like like everything I'm involved with right now is kind of related to that, like my major, my jobs, like everything. So
Now that you've done more interview content, do you think that is sort of maybe a route you might be interested in doing, like news reporting as a like long-term career?
yeah, so honestly, originally I was like, oh, if I'm going into politics, I'll probably like be starting off as like a staffer for like a congressman or something like that, and then I don't know what exactly after that, maybe work my way up a bit. But now I'm starting to realize I'm more interested in like the media side of it. Like that's really everything I'm kind of leaning into. So definitely, yeah, like interviewing people. I don't know whether that be like, oh, maybe I'll be on some political podcast. Maybe I'll be doing more journalism, like investigative journalism. That's something I think would be cool. Running a page like the Babylon Bee, something like that, where it's like political satire.
So you're Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you more interested like in American politics, like world politics, or?
Well, okay. First, I'm American and Canadian. Jill says it, but so when I work for Rebel News, it's almost like it's mostly Canadian politics. So I know a lot about like the very niche details of everything going on in Canada. But I am definitely also like equally, if not more interested in US politics just because there's a lot, like it's a way bigger country. There's a lot more going on here. It also kind of matters more just like on like the global scale because it's like one of the most powerful countries in the world. So yeah, I would say I'm more interested in US politics, but there's still an interest for Canadian.
So you've done a lot of stuff with like other organizations, like working for them. Have you thought about doing like your own thing, like you becoming a personality, like a political personality?
Yeah, so that's honestly what Bella was saying about starting TikTok. Like I've thought about it so many times. I've thought about that's like a niche. Like so many people just get famous by putting their like controversial political opinions out on the internet, and I'm not afraid to do that. So I've thought of doing that a few times, but I don't know. Something in me is like, I don't know, like. If I want to like work with a company, like I feel like it's like part of like trying to be like a little bit professional, I guess. I don't know. Even though I think you can still do that and be professional, but I think that's kind of what's holding me back is yeah. I've thought about doing that though, for sure.
I feel like you should still give it a try because it seems like you're so passionate about like what you do and like your belief. So why not? Like you're already doing good and all these other, and you can like those videos that you do, you can do it for yourself too.
That's true.
And like have yourself get recommendations. Like
so, I know a little bit more because I am your VP. I know that you have started or you're going to start Instagram with a couple of people that are involved in Turning Point.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about
yeah, I'll tell you guys about that. I was like, there's too many things to talk about, but okay. So, some of my friends who they're like presidents of different Turning Point chapters, like at UT Knoxville, at Long Island, New York, like Northern California, people at San Diego, people from everywhere, and there's like a few of us like close friends, and then we're wanting to start like our own content creator kind of group that is for what you're saying, like political stuff, where we all kind of have like our own personality, but we're all posting on the same account, and then maybe doing our own like street interview videos, but like from all over the country. It'd be called Verified Views. So if we get famous, keep that in mind, guys. And we haven't started doing that yet. That's what I interviewed Seth Dillon for that account. We haven't started posting it. We've just been gathering content right now. And also it's kind of cool because a lot of us, our strategy is a lot of us come into contact with a lot of like famous political figures. Like my friends just had Candace Owens at her school. We're going to be seeing Charlie Kirk on Thursday and on Monday, actually. and you know, I saw Seth Dillon, got to interview him. So like we're trying to kind of build off the fact that we get to like interact with these famous people and then like try to like interview them or get a video with them, get a video of them saying something funny. So like hoping that will kind of take us like going viral. But the goal would basically be we're a group of content creators and it would be like the intersection of politics, culture, and entertainment with like a Gen Z target audience, which is like kind of a very niche and very specific thing.
So hi everyone, my name is Cheney, and this is the cover art for my podcast that I just decided to start. I really enjoy listening to podcasts, and a lot of podcasts that I listen to are like young adult for Christians. They talk a lot about faith or things that are going on in politics, but they're always older, more successful people asking questions about what they think Gen Z or like young adults want to, like the questions that they think they would ask or things that they think they would want to know, but they're never actually young adults asking the questions or being on the podcast. So I decided that maybe I want to know what I want to know, and I want to ask what I, an actual young adult, would ask someone. So really, I just interview people. I don't have a lot of wisdom or knowledge, but I like to interview other people and try to squeeze all the knowledge that I can from them. So I called it the Pursuit Podcast because I want to know, like, what are you pursuing? Or I want my listeners to the podcast to wonder about what are they really pursuing in their life. So I've released 2 episodes and they're now on Spotify. Woo! I just started on Instagram, and that's the Instagram for it, but I haven't posted anything or been able to promote it yet. So I'm still working on that. I was hoping to have that done by today, but it's not quite done yet. But that's pretty much what it's all about. I really just wanted to interview normal people, regular people. I don't really know a lot of famous people, and I'm not famous myself. So I just interview regular people with an extraordinary story and an extraordinary God. So that's pretty much it.
Any questions? I just I heard the first episode. It is fantastic. So the first one, if anyone has a chance to listen to it, like it is just so good and it just leaves you really inspired. And I noticed that you integrate a lot of faith into your podcast. Is that going to be like a focal point, a primary thing where you always ask people about their faith?
For sure. That's one of my main goals because I believe that true wisdom comes from God. So he is the source of wisdom. He is the creator and the ultimate creative. So when we talk about like creator summits, he is the creative. So I think really talking about people's faith is it's part of their story. And God really writes people's stories. And I want to highlight how people will have amazing transformation in their lives, or they have just regular things like regular people. My first episode was with my friend Jen, and she opened her own nutritional and wellness business as a young female entrepreneur in a place where there's not really a lot of that where I'm from. So it was really nice to get to interview her, get her story as a young adult, and how God's worked in her life and made her business possible for her.
Do you think that there is a hunger for faith in the Gen Z, in our generation? And do you also think that the generation a little bit before us, millennials, kind of doesn't have that same hunger because maybe faith was placed on them in a way that it wasn't placed on us, so it's missing from our lives?
For sure. I think that when you think about conferences like Passion and how many people attend those events, that there definitely is a hunger and a desire for the Lord and for faith, but also people need that guiding and they need good advice because there's a lot of advice out there. I was just telling my class about a research project, and you can find any research to support whatever you want. Whatever claim you want, there's someone that has written a book about, how Satan created the world. Like there's, all kinds of stuff out there. So to highlight the good advice, to highlight community, and to find like that really good, knowledgeable wisdom, I think is important.
Did you have a question?
Oh, I was gonna ask, are you just on Spotify or are you on like Apple Podcasts as well?
I could upload to other things, but mainly I just started on Spotify because it's free. And I might try to get on YouTube to upload it to YouTube because my second one is a video podcast where I'm like in person with my interviewee. So I'm going to try to get on YouTube, but you have to get like verified to post videos that are longer. So need to work on that.
Did you use Zoom to record the video?
I used a Riverside podcasting app. So it would go and you can edit the words in the podcast instead of just like the video. So that was really helpful to edit out, filler words or pauses and stuff like that.
Okay. Would you ever think about starting a TikTok and post like miniature clips of like from your podcast for it to go like viral and people like hear about it that way?
Absolutely. So I don't have TikTok right now. I only have Instagram, but I would definitely consider, I would like to, if I had the time, to like cut clips about it to promote the podcast so that people listen to it. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I can make this short and sweet. This is the TikTok for History Poli Sci. I started it from scratch. So there was like 0 followers, 0 everything. There's some of the analytics. It's slowly growing, but I've found that when it's less hyper specific to Vanguard, history, political science, that it grows bigger. So like my most recent video that had the most views, 251 views, that had nothing to do. There was no keywords like Vanguard or history, political science. It was literally just like, you're a college student, Costa Mesa, and then coffee. Those are like the keywords. And then that got the most views. And then that's also what brought the extra 8 profile views to my account. So yeah, it's slowly but surely growing. And I just cover things like that happen at Vanguard, like the night of speeches and stuff. But yeah, if anybody ever has any ideas, I would love to hear them.